What is an interesting fact about Shanghai? Shanghai, history, population, map, and facts. Shanghai, city and province level Shanghai municipality, East Central China. It is one of the world's largest seaports and a major industrial and commercial center of China. The city is located on the coast of the East China Sea, between the mouth of the Yangtze River, Chongzhou, to the north, and the Bay of Hangzhou to the south. The municipality's area includes the city itself, surrounding suburbs, and an agricultural hinterland. Shanghai is China's most populous city, and the municipality is its most populous urban area. Shanghai was one of the first Chinese ports to be opened to Western trade, and it long dominated the nation's commerce. Since the communist victory in 1949, however, it has become an industrial giant whose products supply China's growing domestic demands. The city has also undergone extensive physical changes with the establishment of industrial suburbs and housing complexes, the improvement of public works, and the provision of parks and other recreational facilities. Shanghai has attempted to eradicate the economic and psychological legacies of its exploited past through physical and social transformation to support its major role in the modernization of China. Area: Shanghai Municipality, 2,400 square miles, 6,200 square km. Pop 2010 City, 20,217,748. Shanghai Municipality, 23,019,196. 2014 Est, Shanghai Municipality, 24,256,800. Landscape, city site. Shanghai Municipality is bordered by Jiangsu Province to the north and west and Zhejiang Province to the southwest. It includes the 18 districts constituting the city of Shanghai and several islands in the mouth of the Yangtze, and offshore to the southeast in the East China Sea. The largest island, Chongming, has an area of 489 square miles, 1,267 square km, and extends more than 50 miles, 80 kilometers, upstream from the mouth of the Yangtze. It and the islands of Changxing and Hengsha administratively comprise a county under Shanghai Municipality. The mainland portion of the city lies on an almost level deltaic plain with an average elevation of 10 to 16 feet, 3 to 5 meters above sea level. It is crisscrossed by an intricate network of canals and waterways that connect the municipality with the Lake Tai region just to the west. Climate: the city's maritime location fosters a mild climate characterized by minimal seasonal contrast. The average annual temperature is about 61 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 degrees Celsius. The July maximum averages about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius, and the average January minimum in about 37 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius. About 45 inches, 1,140 millimeters of precipitation fall annually, with the heaviest rainfall in June and the lightest in December. City layout: as China's main industrial center, Shanghai has serious air, water, and noise pollution. Industrial relocation and construction in the suburbs since the 1950s initially helped alleviate central city air pollution, although high population density and mixed industrial residential land use continued to cause problems. The Suzhou River, the lower reach of Wusong River, and the Huangpu River, a tributary of the Yangtze, which flow through the city, are severely polluted from industrial discharges, domestic sewage, and ships' wastes. Nonetheless, the Huangpu is Shanghai's main water source. Environmental protection and urban cleanliness are enhanced by industrial and solid waste resource recovery operations run by a municipal corporation. More than 1,000 different materials are recycled, including plastic, chemical fiber and residues, machine components, oil and grease, rags, human hair, and animal bones. The municipality radiates toward the north, west, and south from the confluence of the Suzhou and Huangpu rivers. Surrounding the central core is a transitional zone on both banks of the Huangpu, which encompasses a partially rural area of about 160 square miles. The banks of the Suzhou River, an important inland waterway connection to the interior hinterland, are occupied by a westward arterial extension of the transitional zone. To the south, however, the transitional zone terminates abruptly a few miles south of the central Shanghai urban core, at the Huangpu. The Pudong district, directly east across the Huangpu from the central business district of Puxi, was founded in 1870 as one of the earliest industrial areas. It was once notorious as the city's most extensive and appalling slum, and today it is home to some of the tallest buildings in the world. The Lujiazui Finance and Trade Zone, as well as modern business complexes including the 88-story Jinmao Tower, completed 1999, the 101-story Shanghai World Financial Center, completed 2008, and the 128-story Shanghai Tower, completed 2015, are now located there, and the Pudonglu district was established in the area in 1993. A large site along the Huangpu in Pudong housed the major portion of the Expo Shanghai 2010 World Exposition in 2010, with a smaller site across the river in Puxi. People. The greater municipality can be divided into three distinct population zones: the densely populated central city, the transitional zones, and the rural hinterland, which is one of the world's most densely settled agricultural areas. Within metropolitan Shanghai, there are few, if any, concentrations of ethnic minority groups. The majority of the population is of Han Chinese origin. A significant proportion of the people are migrants from other provinces who went to the region as factory workers and are not permanent residents. There also are a small, but still significant number of people from Taiwan and elsewhere overseas who mainly are involved with foreign-owned or foreign-operated enterprises located in and around Shanghai. Economy of Shanghai, manufacturing. For some time, Shanghai has been the country's leading industrial and manufacturing center because of a distinctive combination of factors. Those include the availability of a large, highly skilled, and technologically innovative workforce, a well-grounded and broadly based scientific research establishment supportive of industry, a tradition of cooperation among producers, and excellent internal and external communication and supply facilities. The iron and steel industry, there was one of the earliest to be established in China. In the 1950s, the blast furnace capacity of the industry was enlarged, and attempts were made to integrate the operations of the iron and steel industry more closely with the machine manufacturing industry. Iron and steel companies started to build new facilities north of the city in the Baoshan area in the late 1970s. One of those, the Shanghai Bar Steel Group Corporation, has been one of the world's largest enterprises since the beginning of the 21st century. Shanghai's machine and machine tool industry has been especially important in China's modernization plans. Among the varieties of industrial equipment produced are multiple-use lathes, wire-drawing dies, and manufacturing equipment for assembling computers and other electronic devices, precision instruments, and polymer synthetics. The chemical and petrochemical industries are almost fully integrated, and there is increasing cooperation among individual plants in the production and supply of chemical raw materials for plastics, synthetic fibers, dyes, paint, pharmaceuticals, agricultural pesticides, chemical fertilizers, synthetic detergents, and refined petroleum products. Heavy industry, especially metallurgical and chemical, predominated until the late 1970s. Light industry is now favored in an effort to reduce pollution, alleviate transport congestion, and compensate for energy and raw material shortages associated with heavy industry. The textile industry has been reorganized to assure efficient utilization of the mill's productive capacity at all stages of the manufacturing process. The textile mills cooperate in their use of raw materials and have established cooperative relationships with plants that manufacture rubber shoes, tires, zippers, industrial abrasives, and conveyor belts. Shanghai is a primary source of a wide variety of consumer goods, such as watches, cameras, radios, fountain pens, glassware, stationery products, leather goods, and hardware. Factories producing such goods have made a special effort to meet consumer demands and to produce durable and attractive products. Commerce, the retail trade in manufactured consumer goods, was managed by the first Commercial Bureau until the Bureau was disbanded in 1995. Trade is now more market-directed. A number of commercial corporations under the Bureau were responsible for the wholesaling, distribution, and warehousing of specific commodity groups. Those operations also have been reorganized into independent business groups. A separate corporation manages the larger retail stores, while the smaller retail establishments and some specialized wholesaling organizations are controlled by local commerce bureaus in the various districts of the city. Finance and trade. Shanghai's two major banks, the China Construction Bank and the Bank of China, function as administrative organs of the central government's Ministry of Finance. They are responsible for the disbursement and management of capital investment funds for state enterprises. To British banks, the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation and the Standard Chartered Bank, along with other foreign banks, maintain Shanghai branch offices that underwrite foreign trade transactions and exchange foreign currency in connection with trading operations. Remittances from Chinese living in Hong Kong and abroad, mainly in Southeast Asian countries, are managed and collected by several overseas Chinese banks. Since the 1980s, many more banks, both domestic and foreign-owned, have established operations in Shanghai. Industrial products are exported from Shanghai to all parts of China. Imports are mainly unprocessed food grains, petroleum and coal, construction materials, and such industrial raw materials as pig iron, salt, raw cotton, tobacco, and oils. In domestic trade, Shanghai still imports more than it exports. In foreign trade, however, the value of exported commodities exceeds that of imported goods, and the proportion of manufactured exports is steadily increasing. Transportation. Shanghai is one of China's major transport centers. The central city is both a seaport and a river port, with the Huangpu River serving as an excellent harbor. At high tide, ocean-going vessels can sail up the river to the city. Shanghai, Huangpu District. Shanghai, Huangpu District, Huangpu District in Shanghai at night. In the early 1950s, the harbor was divided into a number of specialized sections. Pudong, on the east bank of the Huangpu, and in the Huangpu District, is used for the storage of bulk commodities and for transportation maintenance and repair facilities. Puxi, in the Nanchi District on the west bank, and Fuxing Island are the sites of general cargo wharves. Since then, ocean-going terminals along the Huangpu have been constructed at Jianghuabeng, Zhonggonglu, Gongqing, Longwu, and Jiujiamen. More terminals constructed at the southern bank of the Yangtze, including those at Baoshan, Luojing, and Weigorkiao, have greatly increased the handling capacity of the city's ports. A deep-water port operation off the coast at Hangzhou Bay started in 2005. Heavily used inland waterway connections via the Suzhou and Wasong rivers and an extensive canal network are maintained with Suzhou, Wuxi, and Yangzhou in Jiangsu Province and with Hangzhou in Zhejiang Province. The railway network reflects the efforts that have been made since 1949 to reorient the city's industrial economy to balance export and domestic development needs. Shanghai is the terminus of two major rail lines south of the Yangtze, the Huning Line, from Shanghai to Nanjing, and the Huhangyong Line, from Shanghai via Hangzhou to the port of Ningbo in Zhejiang Province. A short spur line also runs from Shanghai to Wasong. Additional spur lines built since 1949 connect the industrial districts to the main trunk routes. In 2011, a high-speed rail line went into service between Shanghai and Beijing, which significantly reduced the travel time between the two cities. Shanghai is served by two major airports. Hongqiao Airport, southwest of Shanghai, is now used mainly for domestic flights. Pudong International Airport, 19 miles 30 kilometers southeast of the city center and on the bank of the Yangtze, has been in service since 1999 and has become one of China's busiest. Both airports underwent major renovation and expansion prior to the 2010 World Exposition. Shanghai's road network was improved and expanded considerably beginning in the late 20th century, notably with the construction of a network of express highways in and around the city. However, automobile use in particular rose dramatically, especially after 2000, resulting in frequent traffic jams and delays. Intra-urban transport by light rail, electric trolleybus, trolley, and motorbus has been substantially improved since 1949. In addition, a high-speed maglev magnetic levitation train line between Pudong Airport and central Shanghai began operation in 2003. Health. Shanghai's healthcare facilities range from thousands of small clinics associated with factories, schools, retail establishments, and government offices, to numerous major research and teaching hospitals. Most hospitals have facilities for practicing and teaching both traditional Chinese and Western medicine. Medical schools had once concentrated on the training of barefoot doctors practitioners with sufficient medical skills to supply basic care to people in rural areas, especially during the Cultural Revolution, 1966-76. Education. Shanghai is China's leading center of higher education and scientific research. There are numerous universities and other institutions of higher learning including Fudan, Jiaotong, Tongji, and the Huadong Shifen Daxu, as well as technical and higher education institutes. At one time, many factories had affiliated work-study colleges to equip workers for more highly skilled jobs. Notable was the Shanghai Municipal Part Work Part Study Industrial University, 1960, which was established through the cooperation of more than 1,000 industrial establishments. A large segment of the city's total workforce was once enrolled in one of those schools, but different, market-oriented types of higher education institutions have become more typical since the late 1980s. In 2013, New York University and a satellite campus in Shanghai. The Shanghai branch of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, China's leading scientific research and development body, is located in Shanghai. During the Cultural Revolution in 66 to 76, practical applications of scientific work in agriculture and industry were encouraged. Since the late 1970s, extensive research investments have been made in such high technology areas as nuclear energy, computers, semiconductors, laser and infrared technology, and satellites. History of Shanghai. Evolution of the city. As late as the 5th to 7th centuries CE, the Shanghai area, then known as Shen or Hudu, was sparsely populated and undeveloped. Despite the steady southward progression of Chinese settlement, the exposed deltaic position of the area retarded its economic growth. During the Song dynasty, 60 to 1126, Shanghai emerged from its somnolent state as a small, isolated fishing village. The area to the west around Lake Tai had developed a self-sustaining agricultural economy on protected reclaimed land and was stimulated by an increase in population resulting from the southward migration of Chinese fleeing the invading Mongols in the north. The natural advantages of Shanghai as a deep water port and shipping center were recognized as coastal and inland shipping expanded rapidly. By the beginning of the 11th century, a customs office was established, and by the end of the 13th century, Shanghai was designated as a county seat and placed under the jurisdiction of Jiangsu Province. During the Ming Dynasty 1368 to 1644, roughly 70% of the cultivated acreage around Shanghai was given to the production of cotton to feed the city's cotton and silk spinning industry. By the middle of the 18th century, there were more than 20,000 persons employed as cotton spinners. Shanghai World Financial Center. Shanghai World Financial Center, mixed-use skyscraper in Shanghai, China. That is one of the tallest buildings in the world. The tower is located in the Pudong district of the city, adjacent to the 88-story Jinmao Tower, designed by the American architectural firm of Pedersen Fox Associates of New York City. It has 101 stories and reaches a height of 1,614 feet, 492 meters. The building opened in 2008 after a construction period of 11 years. At the time of its completion, it was the second highest building in the world, behind only the Taipei 101 Taipei Financial Center building in Taipei, Taiwan. However, it subsequently was surpassed by taller structures, notably the Burj Khalifa building in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, the tallest building in the world. It is the tallest building in China. See researchers note, heights of buildings.